Welcome to Rich Conversations. This is another edition of a segment that we call Rich Answers, where past podcast guests will provide me questions that they either want to know about me or my thoughts in general. And today we have a very special episode. We have questions provided to us by a dear close friend, Felipe Hernandez, who has been on this podcast 3 times now. This is exciting, and I'm recording this on Saturday night before I'm heading to Justina Wynn's going away party. She's been on the podcast twice as well, and also a friend of Felipe and I. So I thought, let's celebrate with a margarita, because Felipe and I, we're classy guys, so we're into mezcal margaritas, and we like going to Garcia's in Lincoln Square in Chicago. I thought it'd be fitting to be drinking this while we record. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Okay, let's get to these questions. Now, they are written on a guest check, which at the restaurant we use to keep track of people's orders. It's basically just like scrap paper. That's how we use it. And so we have 5 questions here. 5 great questions by Felipe. Hard-hitting questions. The first question that Felipe has for me is, why don't you like ranch? This is a real thing. I do not like ranch or things. Well, really, it's mayo. I have like 3 fears in life, and that's heights, needles, and mayonnaise. And so I don't like things that remind me of mayonnaise, including ranch. I know this is like a really weird thing. I know it's like kind of stupid, but I just can't do it. So Felipe knows, and other guys in the kitchen, that it's me based on like I always write like no ranch or no, like I just don't eat it. And sometimes like when guests, I've noticed throughout my living experience that what white people really like ranch. I don't know why it is. I'm just stating something that I've observed throughout the years. People like ranch on like everything, and it's kind of odd to me in a way. And people ask for like extra ranch and stuff. I digress. I know it's a weird thing. It's not healthy for you either. Like any of those like creamy substances. I don't like the texture. I think it's the texture about it. Yeah, I'm not. I know people love it, and I don't know what to tell you. I don't like it, and even if it gets this is really bad. If it gets on my fingers or something, I'd have to wash my hands right away. I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. I think it's the texture. And so it's hard. Like I was saying earlier, the point I was trying to make is like I'll go to like family events and stuff, and the food, everything is all like, you can't eat vegetables without ranch. You can't eat like a pasta or all these other types of dishes without like loading it with mayonnaise. I sometimes go hungry then eat things with ranch or mayonnaise. So it's just a hill that I've planted my flag on. I'm sure we all have those types of weird things in our lives, potentially, but that's mine. Number 2. What do you think about Rodgers back on the Packers? Yeah, I'm drinking out of my Packers glass here. We've discussed this on the record, on the podcast during our episode, Felipe and I's episode, and also not on the podcast, but he's a good quarterback, right? But if we're being objective about it, the Green Bay Packers have not been to the Super Bowl since 2010. So that's over 10 years. Or Super Bowl since 2011. It's the 2010 season. And we have not been back there. So that's a fact. We've blamed it on coaches, on defenses, on special teams, all these different things, except the quarterback. And what has been consistent throughout this time is the quarterback. And I think we saw in this last playoffs another early exit. And Rodgers looked like a man who was old and cold. And I don't understand I think the drama behind all the Rodgers stuff is manufactured by the media. If you listen to like full interviews, he's one of the most like thoughtful and insightful people and like athletes giving to conversations. Like his post-game interviews are incredible, like on the field, and so reflective and positive. And so I think it was spun, I don't know for what reasons, but so if you minus the drama, which he didn't dismiss. I think that's the thing where it kept generating. But this is how I kind of look at it, is my dad is like Favre and I'm like Rodgers, where like you can't say for certain how things are going to go. You know, you don't control everything. You just have to be in the moment and enjoy what you have in front of you. And he's good. I just think it comes down to this. I don't think we can play at home anymore during the playoffs because he's just like, you know, he's an old guy that gets cold and can't perform in the cold weather. So we shouldn't try to get the 1 seed next year. We should let LA or Arizona or Tampa, somewhere warm, have it, or somewhere indoors, so we don't have to play in Green Bay. That's kind of my thought on it. I think everything is kind of overblown with the drama, and you know, I'll keep track of these talking head shows, and it's just like, and we'll get to this with another question coming up with the Bucks, but it's just like, it's all like rumors and gossip and not play. But if we're looking at the objective results on the playing field, Rodgers has not performed in the playoffs, and that's how we measure greatness. He got a Super Bowl early in his career, and that's, I think, helped him and his reputation until this point. As a Packer fan, it's kind of annoying, but also fair to hear criticism of not making it back to the Super Bowl, always going to the NFC Championship game and then losing. You know, we dominate the NFC North, but I think that's attributed to the ineptitude of the other teams, particularly Detroit and Chicago. Minnesota's been pretty competitive, but I mean, it's pathetic that Detroit. I mean, it's like with Rodgers, we can win the division every year and get to the playoffs. And another long-winded answer, I'm sure, for that. But he's a good option to have at quarterback, I would say. I was kind of hoping we would upgrade a little bit at the position, since he hasn't been able to get it done in the playoffs. But I guess we'll just run it back, I suppose. Number 3, do you like bartending at the restaurant? So Felipe and I work at Lincoln Station in Lincoln Park, Chicago. I've been bartending there for 6 years. I've been working there for 8 years. Plus, in college, I worked there for like 4 months back in 2010. So I've been affiliated with this bar since 2010. So that would be, over 11 years. And it's a long time. It's a long time, but Felipe's been there for 20 years, or what do you say, 23 years? and we're there, you know. I like it. I mean, I wouldn't be working there if I didn't like it, right? What's great about Lincoln Station, and this is also a tribute to Felipe. Felipe is really like the heart and soul of Lincoln Station. And would I still be there if Felipe didn't work there? I don't know. Maybe not. Because Felipe always brings energy and just like this life to the space around him. And that's one of the things I appreciate most about him. My guy. Yeah, I like it. I would say I've learned so much. Like so much. There's so much that goes into bartending that people on the outside don't understand. This is the service industry, which means you're serving other people. You are at like adhering to other people and their asks and their wants and things like that. But the way I look at it, like making drinks is such a little part of my job. It's really about, and this is how I've developed this skill, is you're reading people. It's the people industry. And the job is really all about people. And so everybody that comes in, you have to like serve them. So you have to like be open and understand and imagine where they're coming from in life in a way, and their personalities. You got to understand their personalities so that you can best adhere to their needs. And so every interaction with the person requires you to not be something different, but provide them something in a way that is going to work with them. And what do I mean by this? Like somebody could be celebrating and someone could just be coming to the bar because they're lonely or they are down or they just want company or they want to feel appreciated and welcomed and loved in a way. And this goes to the broader picture of working there for so long. I see the ecosystem of a neighborhood and how it works. And that's been invaluable to the things I talk about on the podcast and like understanding concepts in physics and biology and just like all these different things. We're all, if you look at just like this one street in Lincoln Park, you know, like today before work, I went and got coffee at the coffee shop next door, right? And so I'm meeting those people. And then we have a music venue, Lincoln Hall, right like adjacent to us. And people that are going to the show, they come into Lincoln Station beforehand. They go there and then come there afterwards. And then the staff comes over afterwards. Galit, this like upscale Mediterranean place across the street from us, they come over. You have the Biograph Theater, so people come before shows. And, you know, we have ghost tours and crime tours. That's a thing in Chicago. Like, we are across the street from the Biograph Theater, which is this famous theater where this gangster in the 1930s, John Dillinger, was shot and killed. We like to say that his ghost lives in our basement. And it's like a tourist attraction. It's an old theater from like the 1930s. They actually filmed this movie Public Enemies there. So it was Elliot Ness chasing John Dillinger during the Prohibition era, and Christian Bale and Johnny Depp were some of those characters. But there's like a tour, like groups of tourists that stop in front of the theater, you know, like during the day in the summer, like 11 times during the day, like that many. And people come in. People are taking photos all the time. And you see just like this ecosystem, and we're all playing interdependent roles within it. And I've learned that through the years, and I've just learned how to communicate with people from all different backgrounds, all different ages, all different personalities and cultures. And that's what life is all about. is like people. The world is made up of people. So the better you are at communicating with people and understanding, like on a very quick level, understanding where people are coming from and what they want, and like it's a good skill to have. And so it's cool to see. So Felipe asked if I like bartending at the restaurant. I do, because I know that every little thing I do makes an impact on someone's experience, between the music I play to how I have the bar organized and the glassware, and like how I greet people, how I interact with people. Like everything, every small thing adds to this overall experience that someone has. And in the service industry, we want people to have the best experience possible. And I like that I have that kind of influence and impact in my local, like in the bar, and then also our interactions in the community. I love that. I will say, physically, I mean, it's taking a little bit of a toll. Like, I can't do the things that I used to do in my like 20s. I don't have the energy. I just get worn down more, and it's harder to do certain things. But because I've done it for so long, my mind can see things happen before they happen. And I just know I've seen everything. I've seen every experience. I know, like, you just kind of, it's so even keel and just so, like, unbothered by anything. Because they're like, that's what, like, new people don't understand. They'll, like, talk, like, I can't believe this person, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yo, this is the service industry. What do you expect? Like, I've learned so much. And that's where I think I'm at right now, is like, how much more can I learn? And I've learned so much, and also it's a small business owner, and the owner, Ben, is phenomenal. And that's one of the reasons during COVID, like, our goal was to keep the bar going, because our bar has been around since 1998. And that's like no joke in the restaurant industry. You have to be really good at what you do to be around that long. There's so much competition. So to provide something for patrons and a community, you're part of this like legacy, And that was kind of like during COVID, our number one, the staff are like, we love this place so much. It's provided so much for us. A lot of creatives live here or work here. It provides so much flexibility. I just went to Miami for a week, just took off, a week, no problem. There's no like limits. There's so much freedom that we just kind of operate how we want to operate. And you just don't get that in, working experiences. And I think now, especially with, my generation, younger generations, they're always looking to like, what's best for me? I'm not hop, skip, and jump to the best opportunity. But like, what about, and you're able to, right? And there's something to be said about that agency and taking your skills and, getting compensated for the value you provide. But also, I wonder, like, what about building community? What about building something long-lasting, something that goes deeper than an individual, right? I think that it's not just about me. It's like, what can I do for other people? How can I be a part of something bigger than myself? And working at Lincoln Station, it provides me that, to know that I'm part of this 20 plus year, tradition and culture and I don't want to see that go. And so I've still been there. How much longer? I don't know. Like I was kind of alluding to earlier. It's about learning, and I've learned so much. How much more can I learn? I don't know. So I don't know, but I do like it. I do like it, but physically it's gotten harder, and I swap out my shoes. So I get like athletic shoes with like some cushioning on it, some Nikes, some good Nikes. And then every 3 to 4 months, they like wear down. So I have to get new ones. And then recently I switched out, and it feels like I'm walking on a cloud when I'm working now. And so I have a lot more agility. But yeah, dude, Lincoln Station forever. So grateful to be working there, to have been working there, and all the people I've met through it. So many talented people, so many awesome people, and it's cool. It's a place for everybody, and a place where everybody feels welcome and deserves to feel welcomed. So that's the answer. That's a long answer for 3. Okay, number 4. Take a sip of our margarita. Do you think the Bucks are going to repeat as champions? Great question. Felipe is a Bucks fan. We went to a Bucks game earlier this season at Pfizer Forum. Yeah. I mean, why not? What is the evidence against it, right? They're the defending champs. They have the best player in the world. They know how to win, and we watched Game 3 earlier today against the Boston Celtics, where they closed out last minutes. Giannis had 42 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. We have that championship pedigree. Like, what winning a championship does, it's like rewiring your brain, and you know what's possible. You're no longer like chasing a championship, right? And like salivating for that championship title. No, like, you've been there. You walk the walk. Like, you're champions. And I think that it certainly helps in close games and series, and it's just like a confidence. And the only other team in this playoffs still is Golden State, that also has that. So I like my chances. I don't listen, again, these like all these talking heads. It's like every single game, like overreacting to everything, and all the NBA is at a point where like the storylines are more captivating than the actual like games and results. But if you just, going back to what we were saying earlier with the Packers, like being objective and looking at the results, like the Bucks are the defending champs, and we have the best player in the world. Like, why would you bet against that? So yes, I think we will repeat as champions, and I'm looking forward to another exhausting summer of close playoff basketball games. I'm certainly sweating a little bit today, but I'm calm though too, so it's all good. Okay, this is our last question. Thank you again to Felipe Hernandez for providing these questions. What are your plans? Okay, what plans do you have for your vacation in Mexico? So I was just in Miami, and my passport expired in 2020 during COVID, and I thought to myself, well, like, I'm not going to be traveling internationally anytime soon, so I kind of just like didn't really take care of it. And also, like, the money at the time, like, do I really want to, invest money into the passport when I'm not going to be able to use it for like another, at least year or 2? But recently I renewed it, And this is because I want to take a trip to Mexico to visit Felipe's family. So we got a passport that's good till 2023 now, or not 2023, 2032, and I want to check out Mexico. Man, Mexico is. I mean, the culture between the United States and Mexico, like there's such a brotherhood, a relationship between the two. I had more discussions about limes and avocados today and the agriculture in California and Mexico than I have in like 3 months. But yeah, I want to check out Mexico. I want to check out the culture. I want to see Felipe, where you're from, and experience it all. And I'm excited. As far as plans go, I mean, we gotta figure that out, don't we? We have to take the steps to do it. I'm thinking like late August, around there. My passport's renewed. That was the big hurdle, right? So yeah, let's make it happen. And then we'll plan. We've talked about this before, but gotta check out Mexico City. Gotta go to the ruins. I want to see the ruins, and if we can, swing Oaxaca, get some mezcal, you know. But also just hang out, you know. Enjoy the world, enjoy life. And so that has been this episode of Rich Answers. Thank you again to Felipe Hernandez for providing these great questions. This has been fun. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.